Live. All right, so welcome everybody. It's 8 o'clock my time in Texas, and it's not 8 o'clock where these some of these folks are. But welcome to Slay the Season Live. I'm Stacy Jordan from Red Sleigh Workshop. I'm the founder and CEO. And if you are in the holiday lighting industry and you're serious about scaling smarter, not just working harder, you're in the right place tonight because we have an amazing guest. We have Lindsay from BizinABox Solutions, Lindsay Sutherland, and we're live on Facebook. And if you're on the Zoom room with us, drop in the chat where you're from on Facebook. If you want to join the Zoom room, you can get in there too. Click in there and join. You can be on the screen like Emily and Stacy is on here too. Feel free to join the conversation that way, and also put your comments on Facebook. Patrick's monitoring our Facebook to see who's connected and who's asking questions. And we'd love to see you guys show up and join. Ask all the questions you have about systems and how to build companies. I'm going to go ahead and introduce Patrick. Nope, he's over here, and he's the executive vice president of Red Sleigh Workshop. He is the calm in all the chaos, the operational brains behind the scenes, and honestly, super safe place for me in the middle of this big vision that we're building out here in this commercial Christmas industry. And he's deeply involved in helping operators and helping everyone think strategically, tighten up their processes and build that infrastructure. So Patrick, welcome, Patrick Russell, and go ahead and introduce yourself and what you do.
Yeah, I'm Patrick Russell, the executive vice president. You got to put a little pizzazz on it. The co-founder of Red Sleigh Workshop. Just like Stacy said, I'm all about operations. I'm about coordinating, scheduling, having a plan for everything. So that's my strong suit. Been in Christmas for a little while now. Um, really happy to have Lindsay and Emily on. Um, Without them, my OCD would be crazy. Last year, when we were just starting out, we had all these different CRMs and we communicated on 400 different things, it seems like. So now it's only 200. Now that Lindsay and them have really shored up our processes and stuff. So I think we've had Lindsay and Emily on before. Lindsay just came out to our training. Stacy, who's in here as well, she was at our training. So hi, Stacy. Um, they were the big winners at the end of the 2 day um, training that we had. They won the top prizes at the end. So had a couple people saying it was rigged because it was an all. We had a woman pull the names and two women win. So I
And
was
they were the only two women in the group
yeah, and they
besides
were the only
myself
two
and
women in the
Whitney,
class.
the
So
admin.
well,
Yeah.
Ashley Bissing was there, but
Oh yeah,
she's only there
you're right.
for
Yeah.
Thursday. But still, um, it was
And
just
Amanda was there too, but yeah, but
yeah,
they
it
weren't
was.
they weren't in the raffle.
Yeah, so it was fun. Great. Got to hang out with both of them, not just in class, but at the social event as well. And so they got to kind of see, where we hang out, what we like to do. So it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun for both days, even Wednesday before, kind of getting everything set up and had some of the installers come in. So that was awesome. And then so yeah, Lindsay, tell us who you are and what you do.
Yeah, well, my name's Lindsay, and I help businesses organize, streamline, and scale, basically. Put that short and sweet. But I was just nodding along here, Patrick, because your event was like by far one of the best ever I've attended, and been to
Mhm.
lots of trainings, lots of business events, lots of hands-on quote workshops, but they weren't really because they're there just to sell you on a bunch of stuff. We've all been to that where it's a big pitch fest. Hands down, 100% recommend Red Sleigh workshops for everybody, because you will come out of that knowing something and being able to go implement it and make money. Like, finally,
Thank you.
something that's legit. Like,
That's what we were shooting for. So I'm glad
yes.
that's how it came across.
Yeah. Well, and that you guys, it was very apparent you truly care about these installers and about this industry. And it's like, it's such a rarity in this world that we live in where, it was honestly, it warmed my heart. And I'm truly grateful to be even, I'm honored to be here, to be a part of it with you.
Thank you so much. I just want to say that, Lindsay, with BizinABox Solutions, like Patrick said, you've definitely helped streamline our processes and put it all in one place. And my brain likes how your brain works, both of you on here. And you
I'm learning how
understand the
to I'm learning how to be like y'all's brain because my brain is not like that.
squirrel.
But I see the benefits of it and I see how amazing it is. So that's why it's definitely made life easier. So, but just going through the processes and stuff, learning them, and your biz in a box has just been great. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what Lindsay's done for us has helped with our automation, our CRM, like the architecture side of it. And she's working with us directly to help our service-based business, commercial Christmas business folks, with what they need, right? To give you something that you need as an installer or going up to the next level. Or a lot of people don't have a database specifically for their Christmas prospecting. They just are using Jobber or something like that, where it doesn't have a real database you can follow up and all of that. And in this industry, which a lot of people don't know, you may get a lead in for a commercial Christmas project in September, October of the year, but that lead may not come through for another 18 months, 12 months. I mean, you're just building that relationship, because in the commercial Christmas space, it's all about building relationships, right? As leads come in, as you build those projects out, some people want to bid from you just to see what you're doing and what you're capable of doing for them. And then they're going to have to wait another year, 2 years. I shared at my training, it took 10 or 12 years to get some projects signed off on. And that's crazy to think about it. But when you're waiting for that $500,000 deal to close. I'll wait 10 years. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, it works, right? If you're on it, this is a long game. It's not the short play. We're not trying to get something in and done and just run away. Like, I've been doing this for 23 years in the commercial Christmas industry. So I know we have to build the system to continue on and grow and grow. And that's what Lindsay's here to do. And welcome to Slay the Season Live. I'm so glad that you're here. And why don't you talk about like how you got started working in this space?
Well, I've been in the CRM space for pretty much my entire career. I I read Lee Iacocca's autobiography back in, like, I don't know, 1999. That was crazy. But I thought, oh, if he could do it, I could do it. So I joined the car business and did that for 20 years. But for some reason, they really thought I was good at CRMs. And I always got picked to be the CRM expert, the person who everybody went to when they couldn't get it to work or it was broken or they wanted it to do something. Um, Little did I know that that was a marketable thing. Like, when I finally, I say retired because I retired working full time for like a W-2 job and went out on my own. I did not know what I could do that people wanted to know. Like, I could help, you know? I feel like that's been my biggest mission in life is, I was telling Patrick and Stacy earlier, like, it's just truly been something for me, and I know for Emily, we just want to be in a place where we're making a difference in people's lives, right? And when we started doing this together about 3 years ago, feels like it's been together. We've been working together for about 3 years. We started our business a little bit more recently, but we've known each other a long time. And we just were tag teaming and we were helping people solve problems. And their biggest problem is organization, keeping
Right.
things straight. Frankly, I was at that point too. I had a marketing agency, and that's actually when Emily and I connected because when you're juggling multiple jobs and multiple clients and you have subcontractors, I mean, it can get squirrely very quickly. I was using a CRM that also didn't do what our CRM can do as far as the capabilities of the follow-up. It was great for funnels or landing pages or course creators and coaches, but it was not great for actually following up with people and organizing projects. And that's when I shifted gears, and it's just been, this is where I'm at ever since, because it's truly a game changer for businesses.
Emily, do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. So I'm kind of the other half to the BizinABox solutions. I really like to talk with people about their processes or lack thereof and poke holes and figure out where could potentially lead you astray, where maybe these parts won't be as great for your customer service as they could be, and really help build those up so that we can take care of them before they become an issue. And since I'm not in the day-to-day business with everybody, then it's easier for me to see where those holes are because I'm asking why are you doing it that way? Have you ever thought about doing it that way? So it's really fun. And Lindsay and I really balance each other out because we think very differently from each other. So I like being kind of that side of things.
Perfect. And then I know Stacy's here. Stacy, if you want to hop on real quick, tell us who you are, what company you run, and just do a little shout out for you guys, and then we'll hop back on.
Okay, sure. Are you able to hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I am Stacy with I'm kind of a dual thing here because I'm helping my son with his Christmas lighting business, Forever Bright Outdoor Lighting. I was in the industry many years ago and then have been out of the industry for about 12 or 13 years. And my son has started a Christmas lighting business, so I'm helping him with that. And I also have a pool service. And then I have a couple of Airbnb properties. Yeah, I feel like my systems and processes could definitely use some improvement. So I wanted to jump on here this evening and just listen a little bit more. I heard Lindsay at the Red Sleigh workshop. My son and I were just there at the Red Sleigh workshop and we loved it. You guys did a great job. We felt like we walked away with so much value and we're very excited about this year and had the opportunity to meet and listen to Lindsay there. And so just wanted to get a little bit more information and see if maybe she's able to help me get out of the weeds a little bit with my businesses.
Awesome. Yeah, we enjoyed having you and your son there. And you were, like, say, one of the big winners at the end there so that was cool. And but yeah, it was fun. It was fun seeing you. It was fun seeing everyone get to hear from Lindsay and all the other people that we brought in that we see the value of working with the installers who entrust us. So awesome. Well, thanks for showing up. Lindsay's got tons to say. She's one of the best at what she does, so we're excited to have her on here. And yeah, Stacy, take it away.
All right. Let me get ourselves all back on the screen. I've been doing this different views because one of our videographers said, why don't you have the speaker view some of the video? That way we can take those shots and they're good, clean shots. So anyway, that's just, if you see the view changing, it's because of that. So take direction from people who know more than I do, obviously. So I think that one of the things I want to talk about is, I know, Lindsay, since our meeting, or you met us with us last week and you talked to some of our installers in person, you had some takeaways and you've actually had some appointments with people. We won't name names, but you've had some appointments already with people who are super excited about being growing in the industry. And we have a guinea pig we're working with already that's willing to take on all the different flows we're working with. And I know he's really excited. He called me today, really excited about working with you. And he said, out of all the people I've referred to him, which I've referred a lot of people for different things, that you were the most, he said you were the most well-spoken and you really knew your stuff out of anybody he's talked to. Not that the people I've referred weren't great, but you were above and beyond is what he said. And I just want you to know that, that you came across very professional and very knowledgeable and trustworthy and all the things that I look for when I'm wanting to work with somebody. And so that just shows to me that the feedback I got from him is really important, because that means I'm really glad that we can move forward and keep building this business. And that's, we need to do that. So you have the solution. I mean, your company's called BizinABox. So here we are.
I think the biggest thing is efficiency. And I think why that comes across is because my brain works in what is the most efficient path to the goal that you have. And that is, Emily's brain works in efficiency too, as far as what is the most streamlined path to the best experience for you and your client. Mine comes from like more of a marketing brain, more of an overall business optimization. I love helping businesses streamline to scale, to reach bigger heights, right? And that's why, like she said, we complement each other so well, because I come up with the ideas and then she puts it into make it happen. And that's what I think he was really experiencing, was rather than like sometimes when you're dealing with a company, they can just be there to try to sell you something, right? Remember what I said at the beginning? Like we're all so bored with that right now. Like there's webinars for everything, and you spent an hour, and it takes some 45 minutes to get to the good stuff. And and that's just, it's got to change. Our whole world needs to get moving into a direction where we're really serving. And I genuinely do want what is most efficient. And if that is my service, then great. If it's a different service, then that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, I want it to be right. And I'm okay not being the right solution for everybody.
Right.
That's what makes a difference, I think. And I also love questions, and we love researching. So when we run across it with business owners, sometimes they're like, well, I'm looking at this software and I'm looking at this software, and which one should I go with? We're happy to do a deep dive and evaluate them as a side by side and compare it to our software. And if it makes sense, a different way to go is the way it makes. We'll build it in any software. We'll help you build out your automations in any software. But what we have found is that almost always ours is the most efficient and the most all-encompassing. It's just been really an interesting journey because we got into this to just serve people and to truly make a difference. But the more deeper we go, the more we realize like it is what they need. This is truly what's the next step. So
That's great. Super great. So when you're talking about holiday lighting companies, and I know that you've not worked with that many up to this point, we're still building it all out. What do you think that most of the people what mistakes are they making with their CRM?
well, one mistake is not having it. The second is
the biggest mistake.
the second is having it and not using it, which look, we're all guilty of that. I mean, I remember when I wanted to switch from using my paper calendar to using my Google Calendar because I kept double booking myself. How hard it was. I mean, sometimes it's just about building a habit, right? And I think that's one of the biggest mistakes is you have a tool and we just don't, especially for these guys that might be running two businesses, they just don't have the time sometimes to slow down and learn it and then figure out what it can do. And the second component of that isn't even their fault. It's that they don't know what they don't know, right? They know lights or they know roofing. They don't, and they shouldn't need to know what their software can do. That's not their zone of genius, right?
Right.
And so for them, when we're talking to them and it's like, hey, what do you need? Well, I need to be able to keep track of my jobs, and I need to be able to take money, and I need to be able to put an estimate out and make sure I get the money for it because you forget to follow up with people. You need to be able to keep organized with your different jobs and the follow up. I don't think, Stacy, that they fully understand the outreach side of it just yet.
Right. I don't think so either. It's a very different thing when you're dealing with a residential project or you move into a commercial project. Following up and keeping track of all of that's so important. It's different with a residential Christmas job. Patrick can speak to that more. You want to talk about that a little bit, Patrick, what that's like compared to a commercial project?
Yeah, residential, you get the lead, you give them a call, yeah, come out to my house, or sometimes it's just like, how much is it going to be? So you hop online, you do some quick measurements, find out basically what they want, and you give them a couple options. Do they want greenery? Do they just want the front of their house done? Do they want trees wrapped? So then you send them a quote, and you can do that within 5-10 minutes, and then, okay, yeah, perfect. They give you the deposit, you go out, you do the job. Hey, doesn't it look pretty? Everyone's happy. Cool. All right, we'll call you the first of the year and we'll start scheduling takedown, and that's it. Where commercial is, you got to get the RFP, you got to go, or even if you walk into a random hotel and you just start talking to them about it, you got to go to lunch. And then you got to meet with someone else and then have a meeting with the whole team, find out what they want to do. And then, whether they tell you their budget or not, you got to build 3 or 4 different options, either within their budget or not knowing their budget. And then you know, there's not a lot of times where that first round is what they're going to go with. So then you go back 2 or 3 times. Okay, cool. We like this one. Let's do it. All right. So, I mean, there's so much follow up and um, what is it called? I can't think right now. Appointments, and
Right.
so
And also
not
there's the designing side of it too,
yeah, the
where it's like
design
there's
side.
so many options.
Well, and
Yeah.
it's like Lindsay was saying, CRMs. we all kind of know what CRMs are, but I will tell you, last year I learned one of the most mind-boggling things that I've ever learned in my life is
Ooh.
that CRMs can read your email and make a new contact from the person's signature line. What? What are you talking? What do you mean? Like I open email and it just goes to their signature line and creates a new contact in your CRM? That blew my mind. I had no clue. I was like, that's mind-boggling. But that's just kind of I'm not a techie, you know, like if my TV isn't working, I unplug it and I plug it back in. So that's about as technical as I get. So when Stacy's, oh yeah, I don't even read the taglines, all the signature. I'm like, it felt like, the CIA stuff right there, trying to.
Mhm.
So, so all the stuff
Well,
the CRM does is it's wild. It just makes life
yeah.
so much easier because all your stuff, all your info, all the stuff for your customers, it just puts it all in one place. And like, I'm sure there's so many people out there who use three or four different things for certain customers, and it just takes forever sometimes just to find the form you need to send them, or are they in this one? Are they in this one? Did we bill them in here, or did we just send them a quote over in this one? So it's just nice having everything in one CRM, and that's for me, for the simpleton that I am when it comes to technology. Um,
Well, I was taking notes while you were talking. That's why I'm
yeah.
looking down because
She's
you
writing
know,
simpleton.
as
Right.
you no, but as you're talking, and this is what we specialize in, you're talking about all the things. You said the RFP, the meeting notes, the budget, knowing when to follow up and doing the follow up, getting communication, making sure like if Stacy walks the site or if you walk the site, the other person knows what's going on. Knowing that everybody's on the same page. I think communication was probably mentioned about 2 or 3 times throughout that process in different ways.
Mhm.
The forms, keeping track of your guys, keeping track of your jobs, and all of the things. What's going on now, when we talk about a CRM that's kind of, I'll call it, for lack of a better word, I'm going to call it a cookie cutter CRM. And the reason I say that is because it's like all software, spending all my years in the car business, the people would come to me and say, hey, Lindsay, we want to switch CRMs and we want you to investigate it. And this was always the ask. We want the biggest one, the best one that does everything because we're tired of paying all these extra subscriptions. And I had experience in service and sales. I was uniquely qualified to do this and make sure it's a good fit for everybody. And when I would do that, I could almost always find the flaws instantly and to their demise. Like they were unfortunately sad that I could do that. But it's because I could see it wasn't the most efficient overall. The service we had currently was, even though it wasn't perfect for everything, because I mean, what is really ever 100% perfect all the time? It was absolutely the best that we could get for what was available on the market at that time. Now, why do I say all that? Because what I've learned is that just because somebody is good at one thing does not make them good at everything. And that is ultimately the problem, right? So, for example, this one company is a big name company. I won't even call them out, but they're huge. They did all of our accounting. They launched a CRM and they wanted us desperately to use it. And I told them no. And they sent in this head honcho from corporate who was supposed to come get feedback, but really was there to just try to convince me. And again, but the fact is that CRM or that company was really great at what they were doing for us. They were really great at the office management, the bookkeeping, the accounting. They had launched this CRM to try to be competitive and get more market share, but they were not the best choice. So it was in our best interest to have, in that case, the two different softwares for this. The accounting did not need to talk to what we did. That's just the reality of it. So in your case, and what we're talking about here, sometimes you'll have a CRM that's like, okay, it's great for guys in the field, right? Because the problem it's trying to solve is so that they can track their time cards for their guys. They can make sure that everybody knows where they're supposed to be at the right time. And it's basically kind of acting almost like a team manager. And yes, it can do, uh, it can do proposals, and it can do some invoicing. Is it really everything they want? No. I almost always hear from people, it's good, but it's not great. Or there's certain things I don't like about it, or in some cases I hated it. That's why I don't use it. And it's because they're getting their market share by solving one problem. Our CRM has pretty much, as far as I can say, and I mean, the way things change every day in this business, that could change, but right now it is the number one most robust CRM available. And it also allows for the most customization. And that's important because all those little things that those cookie cutter software don't do, almost always we can make it happen because of the way we can customize it. And I put out the caveat almost always because, we got to leave a little room for unknowns. But so far, I have really not found very much it cannot do. So that's truly what I want to say about that, because when you're talking about all these things, the number one thing is communication. We have something called conversations that allows you to sync up all of your communication between text, email, social media, Google My Business listings, like all into one row. It's easy to see, respond. You could even have an assistant or an office manager whose job it is to just check what's there. Plus, they come to your phone. You have an app, you can respond in the field. Communicating internally. This is probably one of the biggest, most overlooked issues with any business, okay, is this communication. You've got the person going out doing the site visit or the estimator. Maybe somebody else is putting the actual bid together. I talked about the solar company when I was there. That was something we ran into. He would go out, take pictures, he'd make his notes, still have to come back and tell me what was going on, and I still had to regurgitate that back. We got super efficient because he could go in and itemize all the parts it needed. I could easily put a bid together because I knew everything. I had my parts and labor estimate right there. I mean, it was dialed in, and I didn't need to ask him 20 questions. I mean, if you're a business owner, let's face it, like part of what's the biggest struggle about hiring team is the fact that they're constantly coming to you asking for help and clarification. And I don't know if this is the right thing. Will you check my work? And all of that. This solves that problem because the notes are in one place. There's internal chat and there's a record of what's going on. So now imagine that, Patrick, you go out into the field and you do a site visit, you're meeting with a client. You can actually be in real time. I mean, yes, you can text Stacy and say, hey, what would you say? Or I have a question, right? But if you have it in the CRM, now when you're looking back at that in a couple of weeks or a month from now, you can remember, oh yeah, that was a weird situation, this one-off thing, right? Because you're not going to remember that because you sent a text. It's in a different platform.
Right.
So the more streamlined you can communicate, the more efficient your team will be all the way around.
Perfect sense. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, I know it's a lot, but I mean, it is a lot. This is
It's
not
good though. We want it to be a lot because this business is a lot. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of different people, a lot of moving parts. And that's what we need is to streamline it into one place so that we don't lose and drop the ball on things, right? Like how do we get these bigger projects? How do we move forward? We have to align. We have to integrate. We have to include people and not exclude information. And it just makes so much sense what you're saying. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say that was probably our biggest issue last year. I mean, we were new, we were figuring everything out, but I mean, we talked multiple times a day, but before I would call somebody, I'd have to text her, and if she was on the phone or if she was on a call, I had to wait and find out, well, did you call them already? Because I don't want to call them twice, which happened, a couple times where I call, oh, well, yeah, I was just got off the phone with Stacy 30 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh shit. So, um, so this way, yeah, everything is in the profile and in the internal chats, and so it just makes the communication between everybody so much more streamlined, and even the calling feature, you have a different phone number, like our phone number is a local number here instead of a 1-800 number or something, and then we can call and text, and we're not using our personal phone numbers to do that. It's great. um and
On
then
that
every
note, Patrick, I'd like to mention too, this is important while you just talked about that, is guys that are in the field. So if you have a crew and you have somebody who's in charge of a specific project or a project manager. It's also nice because one of the conversations that I had with somebody that was at the workshop was how somebody had taken their whole list of people. And that can be avoided because we can set it up to where they only have access to the jobs that they're assigned to. And when they go into the CRM, they're only going to see customers that is in their purview. We could even set up an automation that once the job is done, they're taken off, they can't see it anymore. So if they ever get disgruntled, which we hope they don't, but it can happen, they can't just go in and wipe out your database and go be your competition, right? That's a really important feature that I don't think people think about until it's too late. And then they can also call, we're on our way, or we're delayed, maybe there's an accident, and it happened, which will save your butts as business owners because you're going to get that call. Oh, they were late and we want a discount or whatever. But well, my guys called you, they let you know they were running late. I mean, we can't really, you have a way to defend your company. We ran into that. We had our guys set it up so that when they did a job, they had to fill out a job form. And partly it was so I could pay them their time. So they had to put in how many hours they were there and whatever. And I wanted a detailed account of what was done. With electrical, that's really important that I put on the invoice exactly what we did so people know what they're paying for. And this one fella kicked my guys out before they could quality control the system. I mean, that's insane. We're talking about power, right? And so they documented it and they said that, customer kicked us out. I don't know why. He was just like, you've got to go. And we didn't get to test it. Sure enough, there was something that probably would have been fixed in 2 seconds if they just would have let him go through the process. And the business or the homeowner was calling the business owner like 6 hours later, late at night, of course, complaining because he didn't have power. And the whole reason was he was trying to get it discounted. That's really what it was. He kind of, I think, knew what was up. So anyway, we were able to say, no, well, you didn't let our guys test it. So, I mean, that's on you because we had the documentation. I cannot stress that one little thing enough. I talked about it at the event was contracts and paperwork, documentation. If you're having a conversation with a customer, it can feel like everything's going just fine. And then suddenly it's not. Like we've all been in situations where it goes from like great to good to oh crap, something just happened.
Exactly.
I mean, but if you make an attempt or your guy's in the field and he's apologizing and he does whatever he can do in his purview to try to make it right, and he can document it. When you get that call as the business owner or customer relations person or whatever, you guys are all on the same team. It's no longer that customer against the business owner. You guys have a fair, like, you could be fair and you can also stand up for yourself where it makes sense. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just really important.
Yes, definitely important. So I'm going to switch gears a little bit, talk about some things regarding like a healthy CRM versus an unhealthy CRM. So like I know that I was always told, okay, CRMs are like garbage in, garbage out, right? That whole thing. And so if it's a healthy CRM pipeline, like what does that actually look like for somebody in a commercial Christmas or commercial lighting company? Do you have any insight for that? Just so that
Well,
people understand, because my brain sees it, but a lot of people don't really hear it.
right. Emily, I'm also open to you chiming in because I feel like this is more in your purview, but
Ooh.
my first thought was you've got to have processes and this goes beyond the CRM. Habits. Remember I talked about my calendar? I mean, Emily knows. I'm guilty of it too. I keep a notebook. Everybody's running their business off a notebook and a cell phone. I know how it is. I'm guilty of it too. I also have had to teach myself when I'm done with a conversation, I type in my notes. I have to mark my appointment shown or no show. Like it requires me doing the few little things that I do have to do to keep the data and the information accurate. If I don't put it in there, then whoever goes to look at it might not know. Did you meet with this person or didn't you? Etc. Do you have anything to add to that? I feel like you might have something.
Yeah, I think that the people that we find that are the most successful and really get the most out of it are those who can at a glance go in and see what's happening, where things are. It's just very smooth. Like, you could take 2 weeks off. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Not think about it. Come back in and step in and at a glance quickly, like within like 10 minutes, know exactly where people are in your pipeline, where things are with your clients. So I think that's really the biggest thing, is making it, goes back to that efficiency, but really making it so that it's clear. It's super simple to see. But you have to do the work as far as, making sure that you actually, if you wanted to show that you sent a contract, you actually have to go in and send the contract for it to move along the path. But I think that being able to see that at a glance, because things have been kept up with in the system, is the biggest thing.
Daisy, I feel like you have wisdom there as well. Like, I mean, because it's not even just about what the system can do, it's about how does it get used? Like, what's the person doing with it?
I would say
Right.
that's the biggest thing is, making sure you're using it, because pen, paper, sending a quick email, here's how much it's going to be, or just telling them over the phone, shooting them a text, and then they say yeah, then you go on your calendar and you're filling out days of installs and stuff like that. Whereas, it's going to take some commitment from the person who has the CRM, to learn what it can do. And, you're working with Lindsay and Emily during the process. So you're kind of finding out. And then once it's done, they have these meetings and they're like, okay, here's how this works. And, so you got to actually be the one, okay, every time you make a call, or, you can set it up to where as soon as you get the lead, it shoots them an email for whatever, or a text, and you call them through there. And even when you're done, when you hang up, it's like, did they answer? Did you leave a voicemail? Was there, no voicemail? What's the next step? So as long as you're constantly, and I'll tell you, it takes some getting used to. Um, but the more you do it, the more you make it a habit, the more benefits you're going to see, because it's just the automatic process. You go through, you make the call, you make the notes, you do a follow-up. One of my favorite things to do is, like, we're already bidding jobs. But there are some that, I open them up and I'm just like, nope. So I will download the
Nope.
RFP to my computer. I will go in and add the city or municipality, whoever it is. I'll add them as a new potential client. I'll upload the RFP to their thing and I'll assign Stacy to it. And then I will put like an action that needs to
Do
happen,
with
a
it.
follow up. And then I usually, we talk throughout the day. So I'll mention it to her, but I really don't have to, because I know she's going to get on there and it's going to pop up and say, hey, here's an action that you need, a task, whatever it says. Um, I know that we say task, we have our task Sleigh, but now we don't have to use that as much anymore. So that's nice. Um, but yeah, so as long as, and you're not just gonna be like, oh, I got this CRM, and you're not just gonna do it every time. I mean, I do the same things you do. When I'm on the phone with someone, um, I take notes on the note app on my computer or on my phone, and then there's been times where it's like, okay, I got, and then I get another call, and then I get another call, and then but you got to go back in and put those notes in and just make sure and move them down the pipeline. Okay, we've made that initial contact, so it's a new, whatever, potential for new deal, whatever, and then whatever the stages are, there's like 7 of them. So I don't have them exactly memorized, but I know Stacy does. So once she pops back on, then she can tell it. See, so yeah, we all write stuff down, but
Yeah.
but as long as you're using the CRM and you're going through and constantly updating it, it's really going to benefit you in the long run, because those we've all had those jobs where you go and you do 60, 70, however many installs, and one slips through the cracks, and at the end of January you're getting a call, hey, when are you going to come take down my lights? And, you know what? We were just about to call you and schedule that, like, ooh, I guess I'm not taking the daughter to lunch tomorrow. We're going out there to take down 200 feet of lights, but still, so it minimizes that as the more you use it. So
Yeah, and I think to that point too, I think one of our biggest challenges as business owners is if when we're keeping stuff in our head, um, I know everybody on this call can relate to this.
yes.
We might have a list of like 5 to 10 things we're trying to remember. We can compound that to 20 or 30 for busy season and, just in one day or even in 1 hour sometimes. But what can happen is our brain, because we're afraid of forgetting, it's like a ticker and they just go over and over and over. And the next thing you know, we feel like it's 10,000 things and we're stressed out. And what I have found is that the peace of mind that comes with, okay, I put it in my CRM, I set myself a task, I can breathe, I can move on, I can give something else my full attention. Honestly, I feel like that alone is rewarding in and of itself. It's certainly been the thing that helped move me into even using my own system because I would have amazing conversations with people, write all the notes down, and then one day be like, who was that? I need to flip through my book and go find it. And that's insane and slows me down. I can just look in my CRM, got my tag. I simply search and find, and oh, yeah, that's what it was. That's who it is. And I'm done. Takes like seconds compared to minutes.
Yeah,
Right.
And
I only do 2 to 3 things in my head at a time.
Okay, well.
Because, like 5 to 10 just sounds exhausting, but I just do 2 to 3. I just smile and look pretty and just only
Yeah,
keep a
it's
couple
true.
things. So
But you do those 2 to 3 extremely well. So thank you.
thank you. I appreciate it.
What I was going to say is I really enjoy, and I'm not going to show our database right now. I was going to pull it up, but we're still working on our like whole processes and things, so it's kind of messy right now. But I love going in and seeing what Patrick's done when I'll open up a contact and I'll see his activities. There's text messages, there's phone calls, there's emails, the stuff's all there. And I'm like, oh wow, he's talked to this person 4 times and it shows it all right there. And it's so easy just to look at it and it's all in the same spot. And so okay, I'm not worried about that. He's got that handled, right? And that way it just totally makes things it makes me feel more comfortable and confident in us as a partnership that we're able to communicate in that way because he'll tell you like he tells everybody. I'll text him on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on the regular phone, in the CRM, all of it. I'll send him messages everywhere, and I don't know why I do that. It's just my brain. I'm in there. I'm going to send it there, and so poor
Well,
guy. That's all
but
I
then
guess.
she says, "Oh, I sent you that in a message." Like, where? Like, there's
Mhm.
Check everywhere.
seven 7 different forms of communication, but
Yeah.
Well, here's a fun one. What
uh-oh.
if you're doing jobs in a big city like San Antonio or Dallas, which compared to where I live, those are giant. And you're trying to plan your season and you have to go in your head and know this job is this way, this job is that way. I mean, it's nice and easy when they're all on the same street, but you know, you got to really know your town and keep all that in your head. But what if you could have a calendar that or teams, like you got guys going to, the east side or the west side, right? Or however you would structure it that makes sense in your brain. And you could have different calendars that assign your team to that area. Like that's a great way to make your business more efficient. If you've got guys that live on the west side, I mean, we had our Uber ride home, and the guy he drove a Tundra. I said, "Man, how does that pencil out?" We're driving a Tundra for Lyft. He's like, "It doesn't." But he said, "I'm on my way home, and you were out where I'm at, so I'm taking this ride." I'm like, "Right on." So we all know that efficiency is about also geography, right? So depending on what area you cover, how many guys you have, how you do your scheduling, this can be totally set up for you so that it can be, I don't know, you can juggle all of that without having to hold it all in your head.
That's a
The
game
one
changer,
caveat,
Lindsay. That's a game changer for our industry. It
yeah,
definitely
I
is.
bet.
Yeah. Hmm.
And the only caveat I would say to that is the downside would be when, all of a sudden it's raining and your guys are not going out, right? Now, what do you got to do? You have to, before it was easy to just cross them off and pencil them in on another day because you had this paper. Okay, so you just go in, you still do the same process of like judging what day you're going to do. Now you just go in digitally and click a different day. Like it does take a little habit, but it's really not any more action than you were doing before. It just feels different.
No, you're 100% right because he was saying we had our task sleigh, which was through Google Tasks,
Mhm.
and I'm still in the habit of doing that. So I'll go on there while I'm on talking to somebody, I'll start making tasks at the same time. And instead of being in the CRM, just making the tasks in there, I'm doing it on our Sleigh, like our task Sleigh. And it's just in my head, I'm like, okay, I have to train myself and train my initial response to be in this database, or this is where I do this now, and this is the new process now. And I know at the end of the day it's going to make sense and we'll be super happy with the process, but we have to get the process in order first, and then practice it, and then refine it, and then go back and practice it some more, and then
Mhm.
add to it. And I mean, there's so much. So this database CRM is so robust. It can do so many things that it overwhelms me because my brain thinks like it. I'm because I was taught a long time ago, 20 years ago, to like build databases, and like
Mhm.
I can't help it. I just wanted to like do it all, and I have to just like, you know, streamline it. And so anyway, it gets me super excited. I'm such a nerd.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, when you see the potential, that's really what
Yeah,
it is. And that's the difference, I think, between where you are and where most people are starting is you understand the potential.
right,
They're just like, okay, I know I need something. I don't know what. And so what happens is they tend to make a decision based on price because they're just
right.
thinking of their overhead. No, not to fault anybody. But at the end of the day, price isn't always the best thing. And I even say this to people not in the Christmas industry. I'm like, just look at what's efficient and where are you going in your business? Because let me tell you, the worst thing you ever want to do, and Stacy will understand this, is to switch CRMs. Once you've built out your business, you almost get into it like I remember, well, and it's a little different in more of what I was doing with like building out different landing pages, building out different email marketing, all my email automations. When I go to somewhere else, I have to copy and paste all that over. I lose all my historical data. You really it doesn't make sense to patchwork quilt tech. If you're serious about your business, it doesn't make sense to patchwork quilt tech, first of all. Second of all, it doesn't make sense to just be price shopping. You really need to think about your business from the end, like where am I seeing myself in 5 years, 10 years? Will this be able to grow with me? And if so, try it out, and then don't spend a lot of time building it until you're really sure because going through a tech change is miserable and you lose a lot of stuff.
Well, yeah,
I
and
through
I
that.
mean, I almost feel like I'm kind of grateful that we started the way we did last year, because I didn't know a lot about CRMs. I know what they were. The businesses that I had, we didn't use CRMs. I mean, we did, but not like how we do with this industry. And so,
Well, share about how you started with the business what you used to do there when you first bought that last business, how you guys worked.
oh, so fun. I had a storage business that had been a mom and pop from the 60s. So when I went in there, they were still doing paper ledger cards. And so every time someone would come in and make a payment or they'd get a check, they'd pull out their ledger card, they'd put it under receipt, and then there'd be a piece of paper and then a carbon paper and then another paper. And it was just this crazy process that, I mean, that's how I learned. But, I was like this, when you went to balance or, you really relied on people writing stuff down, taking notes. So anytime you would call somebody or send them a notice or do whatever, you just had to write it. So that was nice. But if they didn't do it, they could just say they did it, So then finally we got cloud-based software, which was amazing because I lived about 3 hours from each location. So I didn't have to be there every day. I could just, video chat and be real time going over what was going on at each facility. So that was a game changer. But yeah, I mean that was a wild one going from paper ledger cards to cloud-based software to run our storage company. So it was awesome.
Mhm.
But going back to what I was saying, it was like um having done the business the way that we did last year, just starting up, figuring out what we were doing. Okay, how are we going to do this? It makes me just appreciate, like, I couldn't even imagine just starting a business with your software. Um, Like you almost want to make people go through those growing pains, like um
Oh,
just so they appreciate it, you know? It's like that kid who like gets the business from his dad, you know, and everything's already done for him. That's what it would be like just starting out with Lindsay's and Emily's software. It's so awesome. So everyone should learn how to do it that way. You shouldn't have to go through the growing pains, but I'm glad I did because I appreciate it. And now, you know, I can tell people why it's so amazing. So they can learn from my testimonial, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Well, and
can,
I think to wrap it up, I think to your point, what's really exciting about working with you both is because you guys, understand your business inside and out, upside down and forwards. Um, you're able to help us customize this to the point where it's a no-brainer, right? Because that's what I was just saying. Most people don't know what they need and they're looking at what's the cheapest. But when I could say, hey, we're working with Red Sleigh Workshop and they're telling us exactly what you need. When you start from ground zero, these are the setups you're going to have above and beyond our standard things. Like, so if you look at our website, we have the standard all-inclusive toolkit. Already, that's going to be head and shoulders above what most CRMs offer right off the bat. There's additional perks and benefits from working with us besides that, but we also help you. Like, this is the thing that Emily and I were just talking about today is these habits that we're talking about. It's kind of crazy to say, but it's like almost in a way we kind of become an accountability partner because we go through the setup with you, we give you the videos, we help you. And what I've learned is just watching people learn something new is they usually are very overwhelmed. Like at first, it's like, okay, I got to get in there and click around. You can't break it. I promise you, whatever you might mess up, you probably won't, but we can always fix it. And once you play with it and you start pushing buttons, you're going to be like, okay, okay, and your brain will absorb. So when you meet with us the second time, you're going to come back with a whole new set of questions. And it usually turns out like this. That first question is like, oh my gosh, wow, I didn't know I could do all that. And the second one comes along and it's like, if that could happen, what about this? And all of a sudden we're like, okay, we're moving in that direction. Oh, I sent you the link to the Christmas one.
oh, you did.
well,
Yeah,
and
it
just to
goes into
say,
more detail for Christmas
Stacy's
Day.
really good at pushing buttons. So if you need help
Yeah.
finding the
Sorry.
buttons to push on your CRM, just call her. She's really good at that. So,
Could go back and get it.
but no, well, that's awesome that you're building for our industry just a standalone or just a custom CRM that has everything that we've been talking about. So, for everyone out there who buys it and subscribes to it, you're welcome. Our fun struggles from last year kind of helped shape this, so that's pretty cool. But let's see. Oh, nice.
Oh yeah,
You
this
like
is
my
great.
my GPT Santa who's hanging lights?
Dude, that's great right there. Those are interesting
I
lights
like
he's hanging, but that's good.
The
I
glasses
know.
is perfect.
In the dark. His glasses in the dark. Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
I
Yeah.
did like that you took one of my quotes to use for your training last. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That's never happened to me before. No one's ever been like, "Hey, that dude said something super good. Let me throw it into my training." I was like, "Hell yeah!"
It was
I
awesome.
mean, can we just talk a second about the AI receptionist
Yes. Oh, I'm
real
glad you
quick?
brought that
Because
up. I meant to talk
Patrick
about
has
that.
no
Yeah.
idea about it. I haven't told him anything about it.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
wow. Okay, so we're building an AI receptionist. I didn't want to blow people's minds too much at the end. Just
I want
kidding.
to blow Patrick's mind right now because I
Okay.
know we have it started. So
Hold
Yeah,
on.
we do.
Okay, it's done.
Do you want to do a live call?
let's do it.
Yeah,
Okay. All right, hold on.
we have a AI receptionist.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
Oh, snap.
So hold on, I gotta look it up the phone number because I don't know it off the top of my head.
It's 830.
Okay.
It ends with a bunch of fours. That's what I
Oh,
remember.
hold on, let me just find it.
Which is funny because there's an accident attorney here in San Antonio and it's 210-444-444. Call the force. So,
That's funny.
Is ours like
Emily,
that too? Is that lots of fours?
yeah.
yes. I
Yeah.
Oh, I
always
have
like
no,
to
I
keep
don't,
it memorable. So whenever I can.
I have no idea. I'm gonna put this
'Cause
link.
that's because someone doesn't make calls using the CRM. So when I have to leave a
Okay.
voicemail, call me back at 830.
So it's 830-396-4440.
Ah,
Oh, nice.
Okay, let's put it on speaker. Hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear that?
no.
Hello, you have reached Red Sleigh Workshop. Stacy isn't available to come to the phone at the moment, but I'm her AI assistant and I'm happy to help. How can I help you today?
Yeah, so I just had a question. She had left me a message and I was just trying to see if I could set up a time to pick her brain because she's so smart and I need to know everything she knows.
Got it. Stacy would love to connect with you. We can set up a 15-minute discovery call for you to chat with her. Would
Okay.
you like me to check her availability?
Yes, please.
Great. Do you have a specific date in mind for the call? Or would you like me to check the soonest available options?
The soonest.
All right, let me check Stacy's earliest availability for you. One moment. Here are the soonest available slots. Tomorrow, February 24th at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., or 6:45 p.m. Wednesday, February 25th at 7 a.m., 7:15 a.m., or 7:30 a.m.
Are those
Thursday,
are those
February
in
26th
Pacific time or is
at
that
11
Central time? Oh,
Would
okay.
you adjust for Pacific time?
Yes.
You
No, if you can adjust in Pacific time, I can't translate that in my brain.
time for you.
Okay, and just give me three options.
Got it. Here are three options in Pacific time. Tomorrow, February 24th at 3 p.m. Tomorrow, February 24th at 4 p.m. Tomorrow,
4
February
p.m.
24th
is good.
at
That's good.
7:45. Perfect. I'll book the 4 p.m. Pacific time slot for tomorrow, February 24th. Let me confirm a couple of details first. I
Okay.
see we have
So it's going to ask my name and then it's going to book the appointment. Now, since I hung up, it will not book the appointment. It will text her that she got a call and let her know that she needs to reach out.
You know
Now,
what's funny is
what?
I'm pretty sure I get the emails for those
Should.
because I got something the other day and it was like, I want to talk to a real person.
Yeah,
Uh,
we were testing it.
oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
because I was like, ooh, shit. Like someone got pissed. So I did see that we had AI, but I had no idea I didn't know what was going on. So
So
um
what this part, so part of the process is, we just set this up. So we haven't even really done a whole lot with it. But what happens is when it's officially set up, we go in on the back end, like right now, we could go into the back end. I could do a thumbs down because personally, being a phone person, I think she sounds, I don't know, grumpy. So I would say, you sound too grumpy. I need you to sound more pleasant.
She does sound a little like, you know,
Sassy.
like
Yeah.
me when I haven't eaten dinner.
yeah.
Yeah, she
But
sounds,
like
it's
that,
really cool. It's very, very cool, but she does sound a little almost annoyed.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I was
You're
like,
what?
that would piss me off.
She was on Facebook and you just messed up her time on Facebook. Like she was
Yeah.
watching the TikTok of her life and you just screwed it.
Yes, no, I don't approve of that. So it's really cool because you get to choose the voice, right? So you can choose the voice, but then you also get to coach it. So when
Did
I
you all
very
show
first
them?
set one up and it first launched, it was funny because AI doesn't know that, when how we all have like kind of slow goodbyes where we're like, okay, so I got that scheduled for you. Did you have any other questions? And then the person's like, no, thanks. And then you're okay, have a nice day. We all have that like 5 volleys back and forth before we can hang up. AI goes, okay, you're scheduled, click.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up. No,
Hey,
Yeah.
hey,
I
I
was
like
like,
her.
we need to have a little
I
more
like her.
pleasantry at the end.
He's like, keep that feature. We just want it done.
Like, can we
Yeah, then they can't complain that it's not a human. No, but it is pretty amazing. And what the goal here is so that when Stacy's busy and she's on Zoom calls, this agent can answer basic questions. It can schedule for her. It could just take a mess. It could say, I could just take a message if you just have a message.
you should have it say, let me see if Patrick's available.
That's exactly what I was going to say. That's the next
Yeah.
line because he's available when I'm not, mostly during regular work hours. If we
Okay.
can have it regular work hours, switch to Patrick and
Mhm.
yeah.
I like it. Yeah, that's
'Cause
totally
some
And then
people are
doable.
too, it'll
calling for
like call
him.
my phone or it'll message me or something.
Yeah, it'll ring through on the Lead Connector app.
Yep.
And if it doesn't already, we can have it whisper. Like it could
Ooh.
ring through to your phone or it could ring through on the app. And then it would just say, call from Red Sleigh Workshop.
Like that TikTok you did, Patrick.
It's Patrick. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. Because I haven't, I call people all the time, but I've never, my phone has never rang and it been like the lead connector. So I'm like, meh, I guess people don't like calling me back. But
Well, and now that you're saying that, and I didn't realize you were the one making most of the calls, and this is why I think doing like one of our part of our process is when we first onboard you, you meet with Emily, you go through a generic like workflow workshop, right? We need to know what's happening. So I would just program it to say, hi, thanks for calling Red Sleigh Workshop. My name is Michelle, and I am the AI receptionist. You know, Stacy and Patrick are not available right now. I would include you, or I would say, nobody's available to take your call. Here's how I can help, right? Something like that to where it's not just about Stacy. It could
You
be
can
about
blame
either
it
one.
all on me. Blame it all on me.
No, it's great. I'm excited about it. It's just we
I'm
haven't
kidding.
like followed up because we had our
Yeah.
training and we've just been so
Yeah.
busy. So
No,
I'm
and you have to finesse
yeah.
it. You know, it just
Yeah.
takes a little bit.
I'm
We'll
super,
say.
I
It
like
does.
it. I'm
Yeah.
so excited about it. I think
Yeah.
it's, I mean, as much as so many people are against, against AI and technology, I want all of it. I want to make it as smooth as possible and as simple as possible so people can get the service that they deserve from our company, right? I want them to be able to make the appointment, to get in there, to get in with us and be able to reach us because we all have lives. We're all busy. Like, we didn't go into business for ourselves to be locked at our desk all day. So I don't expect other owners to be sitting there at their desks all day. We're working with owner operators. Let's act like it. Let's be, let's do this. Let's make it happen for each other.
it is one of my
Yeah.
favorite places to be, though, is sitting on my desk on my laptop.
Wow.
I don't, yeah. That's
I
just,
don't know. You seem like a pool and like a beer guy. I don't know. Is that not the case?
well,
Cruises.
so
Cruises, okay.
the beer part is definitely very accurate.
How many days were you on a cruise last year, Patrick? Let's just get real.
How many days was I on a cruise last year?
All last year, how many days did you spend on a cruise?
45.
Oh, wow. That's definitely more than I was guessing.
I
Guess how many
fully
times I went to
support that.
Guess how many times I went to the pool? Twice.
I don't know.
No,
Twice.
with me, we went every day.
That wasn't my choice.
Oh. It was Missouri Bob's choice. He got the cabana
Well,
for
but
us.
what was at the pool?
Beer
Beer.
and people. We were
Yeah.
at the adult pool. We didn't go to the kids' pool. We were in the
Yeah.
adult pool. We did not go to the, yeah.
So now we have to set a goal to all go on a cruise in Florida and hang out together.
Let's go.
Done.
Okay, we're gonna put a Florida line in our proposals out to our bigger contracts this year. No one, don't listen, guys. But yeah, we'll figure it out.
I
Well,
love
I'm
it.
going to see you in Florida next week. So
Yes, we'll see. So if anyone, that's one thing we have to announce on here is we're going to be at Light It Up Expo next week in Florida. We do have a Wednesday time slot for a 45-minute talk. So if you're going to the Light It Up Expo, I believe it's sold out. So you can't even get tickets now. You missed out. But if you're already going, please check out on the calendar, give me a call or email me, call my AI assistant and schedule a time with me. And we can talk about how we can meet up at the expo and one-on-one. I'd love to schedule time with people. And Patrick as well will be there. He's over here. And
Yeah, and I mean,
Certified Lights will be there.
yeah, certified lights.
Emily will be there.
But just give us a call. I know it's sold out, but they did give the vendors some tickets to give away.
We
So,
gave all those away.
well, I know I'm saying we gave all of ours away, but we know enough people going that,
Oh, you're right.
if you really are like, crying and have FOMO, we can make some calls. And I'm not saying we can get you in, but we could call other vendors and
He
see
just
if
said he can get you in, guys. Did you hear him?
I said we could try.
Oh, okay.
And then if we can't, then we can just, do a 15-minute phone call with Stacy or me. And my schedule's really open for calls. So Stacy's, on the other hand, is booked. So if you just, mine's open.
You had a lot of
Um,
availability, I thought.
I
It
do.
was like too
Except for
much.
yeah, I'm like, eh. So, but yeah. Also, we're going to be at Trans World. The 25th, we have a one-day training, and then are you doing a class there at Transworld?
No, I am. Lindsay's
Oh,
not.
I never.
Lindsay,
Oh, I thought you were talking to Stacy. No, I'm not, I won't
No,
be there.
no, yeah, yeah. Yeah, if you go to redslayworkshop.com, we're updating our countdown because our next we just did our 2 day in-person training. So um oh, there it is. What?
boom, till this one, 29 days.
Oh shit. I was like, no, I don't want to do it again in 29 days. But but yeah, so the March 25th pre-show commercial Christmas training at Transworld. And then we're having our 2 day in-person training April 30th through May 1st here in San Antonio. So if you go to Transworld's Christmas show, do all this stuff that she's doing, and then scroll down. Stacy can explain it better. I don't go on the website. I went on the website today for the first time to register. So they officially have my info.
So
Yeah.
Wednesday we have the installer pre-show. It's a training only for installers. If you have a Transworld ticket, it's only $300 to attend, which is a great price considering our 2 day trainings are like $3,000 to attend. So you get a day with us to talk some simple implementing commercial Christmas with your Christmas program that you do now, your Christmas company. But we also have the super secret vendor cheat sheet that I'm putting out there. And if you come to our class, you can get one to learn all about the vendors that are there. This is the biggest Christmas show in our industry. So it's really important if you're there that you're actually going to talk to the people that have the products that you need. And if you're going to be in the commercial space, you really want to know who to buy the products from. So you can talk to me about that and you'll get that cheat sheet. If you don't have your Transworld ticket yet, you can buy it through our link for $625 a person. And that includes the entire day with us, 10 to 5:30, but it also includes a bunch of other stuff too. There's 12 classes, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. That's the light series. It also includes the party at the Flamingo Bowl on Thursday night. And that's where you get to mingle and flamingo with all of the, the vendors and the other installers that are there for the different trainings, because our training is not the only one that's happening. There's a before pre-show training with Omni Lights, with a Christmas Collective. There's also these other seminars happening that are just regular Christmas seminars. I'm speaking Thursday at 10:15 with Stephanie about luxury Christmas experiences, how to work with resorts and destination locations and venues. There's so many classes, Thursday, Friday. All these are all different classes you can buy individually. So, I mean, if you were listening a few days ago, we went over these classes, a lot of them already, but there's just, if you're in the Christmas industry and you're not coming to Transworld, you're missing out on so much education. This year has really, we ramped up the education to like a new level for installers. It's just something else. And if you're not coming, then I don't even know. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. So,
People have lives, so they can't make it. They can do
I
some
mean,
consultation with us, and we can tell them all about it and everything that
they
we
can
know.
come to our training in April, or they
Yeah,
can come to Montana,
yeah, or we're going to be doing a 1 day
Bozeman.
training in Bozeman, Montana on June 13th with
I
Action
wonder how
Lighting.
close that is to me. I might be able to meet you out there.
You're going to come to Bozeman because I've never been to Yellowstone and we're planning on going the day after, right? Is that what our plan was?
That's so cool. Yellowstone's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I was gonna go on the Googler and see
The Google.
the top 5
I
things
love
to
it.
do in Bozeman, Montana in the middle of July. So
But that's what they told us to do. Remember, he's like, oh, it's like an hour drive up there and you have to go here. And anyway.
yeah, most likely we'll go to Yellowstone because what else? I mean, you're there, you might as well go see it. And then, but I'm the kind of person, I'm not going to go at like noon. Like I want to be there at 7 in the morning so that.
No, that's
You
what he
have
said.
to
You leave
get, it's
right
an all
early
day
in the morning.
thing.
Yeah. You go there all
Is
day.
it?
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. You
Oh,
leave super early in the morning and you go there all day.
Yeah.
do they have a Whataburger there?
No, but funny
What about at
story.
Waffle House?
Yeah, they
Ooh,
have if you go, there's a little tiny bit of Yellowstone that goes into Idaho, and there's no city annex that controls that area. So it's like, this
the free
sounds
for
so
all?
bad, but it's like where all the joke is, it's where everybody goes to dump any dead body.
Well, I've seen the show.
That's the train
Yes.
station.
Train
Well,
station.
okay, so that's just
You
that
know where the
one
train
little
station
tiny
is.
spot.
You're gonna
No,
take us
there's
to the
no
train station, Lindsay? Is
jurisdiction.
that what you're saying?
It's 10 hours away from me. Don't worry. I'm just saying, it's just a random fact most people don't know. So I just
love
thought I'd
it.
share.
Fun fact.
Fun for the day.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're past our time, guys. We were just chatting here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lindsay. Thank you, Emily, for jumping on. Bye, Stacy. I know she left, but thank you for coming on as well, Stacy. And Patrick, thank you for being here and putting up with all of our, you didn't mute us, so that was great.
I didn't know I could. But no, it was great. Always fun talking with Lindsay. Lindsay, it was even better to get to meet you in person and hang out the last week, Thursday and Friday and Wednesday. Did we see you on
No, we
Wednesday?
didn't see each other. I flew in
Okay.
late. I didn't see
Okay,
you
yeah,
on
I
Wednesday.
don't know. Wednesday was such a
The blur.
It
crazy
was. It felt
day.
like a lot of days, but it was just 2. But it was
But
good.
yeah, it was great to meet you in person, Emily. I'm glad that you get to meet Stacy. Oh no, I'm gonna be there too. Yeah, are you going to light it up?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, hell
Her and
yeah.
her
I'll
husband.
be
Where's
in
he
and
at?
out.
Is he sitting there?
Perfect. Well, then we get to meet the whole team. So,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, I'm excited for that. Always excited to have you guys on just to be able to, we know how much of an asset you guys are to these businesses. So, to be able to share our story and how you've helped us, we really feel that, we need to get on top of Yellowstone and just tell everybody about it. So,
Shout it.
um,
Well, I
yeah,
mean,
so
I'm excited. I'm excited to finish all of the processes that we're doing with the clients that we're working with now and the introductions that we've made to see the process as it goes on. Then we'll come back on. Let's say let's just plan it, a couple of months to come back on live again and talk about what's different. And we'll call the AA agent again and do the whole thing for our viewers to see
That's
how
a good
far we got.
idea. Yeah. We can
Um,
we're working on releasing a few new products that can be very helpful for people. So we'll have a lot more we're bringing more. I mean, we're here to support installers and help them grow their business. And our goal, just to kind of tease it a little bit, is to help you make so much money that our system pays for itself.
yeah.
I love it.
The one thing, the one follow-up I want to see before we have our next live is my quote on your
Oh
webpage.
my,
Yes, I actually thought the same thing when she was just showing. I'm like, oh, I should put that on there. So great minds think
Perfect.
alike.
I'm
I
gonna
like it.
screenshot it and put it on my wall behind me here.
I love it.
oh,
That would be great. I love it.
So, awesome. Well,
Wonderful.
thank you guys. We appreciate you as always. Stacy, you did amazing. I'm tired. It's 9 o'clock, so I'm sure Emily's tired. It's 10 o'clock there. So
oh yeah, Emily. Thank you
Yeah.
for coming
Facebook,
on.
Of
thank
course.
you much.
Lindsay,
Good to see you
early.
guys.
Yep. So have a wonderful evening, and we will see you, Emily, next week.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
Have a good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
Bye.